to do the live is really, really, really stupid. I don't know if any of that stuff is live, but I got to tie flies anyway. So who's on? Talk to me in the chat, folks. So there's one fly. And then I want to do a green marabou one. Or I want to do another black one. I'm not sure. Hello. Gotta leave your name in the chat. Otherwise, I don't know who you are. And I'm guessing if you're on, you know how to fly fish or like to fly fish or something like that. And if you could all be so kind is to share this on any platforms that you folks are on. I always forget to tell you guys to share my videos. That shows up on YouTube as people liking my stuff. So that helps me out and helps me produce more content, all that kind of jazz. I don't expect a ton of people to come on tonight, but yeah, let me know where you're from. And I should have all live chat. Nobody's chatting yet, but what we're making right now is my infamous. This is a conehead woolly bugger, and for those of you that tie, I'm tying with this hook right here, and I'm tying with a conehead, a large, which I think I'm now out of. But I use these ones right here, and I use silver, I use brass colored, and I use like a black style one as well. I feel like the fish key in on that flash in the front, and then some really finicky fish shy away from the flash. So I do have ones that are more of a patina finished. I know the lighting's not the best. I gotta put another light above me here in a minute, actually. Nothing worse than bad lighting, you know? So we're just gonna tie. This is strung blood quill marabou. And I learned that by buying the wrong stuff. So this is this stuff right here. Marabou blood quill black from Hairline, biggest company. And I lose woolly buggers just as fast as I can tie them. So I've actually came up with a faster way to tie a woolly bugger variant, basically. And that is to cheat. And so I just tied in one of these guys here, which I am not the best fly tyer in the world. I will let you know right now. But my flies do catch fish. So, and I know you guys know I'm like I work with post fly, and the economy is doing so poorly that they have told me to stop producing content for them because they don't want to pay me. I'm saying that in the nicest way possible. And I'm saying that it's because their marketing budget has just gone down, like just across the board. YouTube's scale has gone down, all this kind of stuff. So you'll be seeing more live content from me in the near future. That allows me to communicate with you folks a little bit better than having a video come out and then just having you guys comment below and having me go back and forth. So this, I get to talk to you guys for hours and hours and hours. So I just wrapped that. Instead of wasting all that really, really good marabou, because most people just throw away that top half there, I just wrap that marabou to the front. And I'm not even palmering this. People do that too. So I'm just taking this hackle thing and then bringing it right to the front. And it's not meant to be pretty. This is meant to be a meat looking fly, okay? Meat. That's what these trout want. And I'm tying for Pittsburg, New Hampshire. So if you guys have ever gone to Pittsburg, I know people have gone to Pittsburgh and been skunked before. Don't know how you've been skunked before in Pittsburgh, but it does happen. Happens to the best of us. Just that town alone, between the lakes and the ponds, the trout, like remote trout ponds and normal trout ponds, gets 50,000 trout. I don't know how you get skunked there. So that's where I'm going, either Wednesday midday, or depending on how my wife's work is going, Wednesday mid morning or early morning. I'll be up there driving up, and I'll get up there probably midday. And then I'm going to be up there all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and half day on Sunday. And then back to the regular scheduled programming. I am going to tie as many as I can stand to tie. So I only tie out of necessity. It is a little soothing, and it's something different besides video editing. And I go back and I glue everything all at once because it's a little bit easier. Most of the time, the fly doesn't even last long. But as of right now, I'm going to tie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 flies, and that should cover me for like probably all summertime. I have only gone fly fishing really twice, like 3 times this year, just because fishing games say they stocked, and they either stock where I don't know they stock, and stripers are in. Like, why would I go tackle a 8-inch stocked fish when I can go catch a 33-inch striper? So that's why you guys are seeing striper videos. So make sure you share this content with your friends. Get 8 people on. Who else is on? Say even just a hi in the comments below. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't cost you anything. I promise. And you folks watching this stuff, all this stuff, you watching the content makes me happy. That's why we're doing live. And I plan on doing probably some live striper fishing soon. Maybe when I come back from Pittsburgh. I'm taking a week off, but I'll have content releasing that week. So, and if I can help it, going back to releasing one video a week during the summertime, because everybody's out having fun, everybody's out going fishing and stuff like that, and there's not that many people sitting at home saying, I'm waiting for Ben to fishing to release a video, unlike ice fishing season, which is where I get a lot of my views. And it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Something went wrong. Try again. Everybody still there? Looks like I had a blip on the screen there for a second. Who else is on the screen? Tell me. Who else fly fishes? Leave it in the comments. You get a chat. And now we're tying a marabou one. And then we're using that same black, I think it's called a cape, that I've had for an eternity, because I'll only use one feather at a time. We tie this into the back here. And normally I'd be running like a kind of a spotlight on top, but I think it would get blown out with the camera, so I'm not going to even bother to to bother you folks with that. So wrap this forward. And this is just messed up a step. You do not very good. That's all right. I remember back in the day when I was not good at fly fishing, and some days I still think I'm not good at fly fishing. There's people that outfish me on a regular basis. And this year I'm bringing a new rod to Pittsburgh for the first time in a few years. So that's exciting for me, at least. I have to fully rig that up, so I'm going to do a video about that probably tomorrow on how to fully rig up a Hey Dave, how's it going? Yeah, I'm worried about that this year. I'm not bringing my dog this year. I don't bring my dog on my spring trip, so I go twice to Pittsburgh. Once technically in the spring, which is now, and I go once the end of July. I still think about that day. That's just like the most infuriating thing in the world that guy was being such a dickhead about it. But could have said hello. And then I just listened to the Orvis podcast about talking about dogs in the river. And Rosenbauer is like, don't bring your dog in the stream. They're annoying. They chase sticks, and nobody likes them. So that was my mistake. Won't be making that mistake again. And I'm actually, so people don't complain, I'm taking the badges off my truck. Mainly because I had stuff stolen out of my truck last year, and I'm just still, like, with the badges on my truck, I'm a driving target, even though I get some publicity from, driving around at the billboard, that kind of stuff. So I've decided to do it. I think it'll be better. But hey, from Manchester, headed next door. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't fish the Exeter at all this year. I fished it a couple of times last year, and one of the videos did actually really well. But we don't fish any of those rivers by the seacoast this time of year because they stock a bunch of rivers by me. So there's no really reason for me to go that far. I only go that far because they're open in the fall season. So, but they just stocked the Piscataquag near me, which I might go hit tomorrow. I just saw an Instagram post of somebody catching fish over there, and I know where that is. This is not a very pretty fly, but it will work. This is my favorite fly right here. Not this one. This one's pretty rough because I'm just tying and talking to you guys. But it's a olive woolly bugger with usually olive. So it's usually a black tail, olive body, black kind of hackle, and a cone. It is like deadly. And what you guys didn't see is ahead of this is I did here. Let me pull it back here. I tie my flies pretty heavy. That is about 10 laps of 30 size lead. And we're allowed to use lead because we're fly fishermen's persons. So I'm going to tie my actual woolly bugger on this one. So I'll do the full step. So black thread. I'm using Ultra Thread 210. I usually use Danville's. And Danville's is right in Danville, New Hampshire. I've actually talked to them before, and I almost got a tour of their facility, and COVID actually hit the next month, so I didn't actually go there, but I almost got a tour of their place. And it is a family-owned business, and it's being handed down to us. Yes, it's a fly to catch a fish. So we're going to wrap that up. Then we're going to get that black marabou blood quill. I'm going to pick a really good one. And this, I've been asked to tie this fly on camera for like 4 years. This will be the first time on camera. So we take that, strip all that extra stuff off, like a trash can underneath my legs. Found this works best. Take these little frilly ends, kind of tear them right off. You pull this back until it's right around there. All right, that one's a dud anyways. That was not a good one. There is such thing as a bad feather, so that one was junk. I was trying to make it work there. Ah, there's a nice one. I like ones that don't have a really thick stem. Pull it back. And you want to break the end of those, not really trim them. So I just broke those off. Pull them tight. And I'm going to lap this back up again. Squeeze tight, tight laps. I use pretty much 210, unless I'm tying midges or something really, really tiny. I tie with heavy thread. The fish don't care. I never break thread almost ever. I don't think I've ever broken this stuff, even after hitting the hook point multiple times. Then we need olive chenille, which is this stuff right here. Camera can focus on that. And we're going to tie this in. And we're going to tie in one more thing. Another one of these guys. We're going to tie that in. And if you want, what I used to do is do wraps forward. Wow, 900 fish. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't realize that Pittsburgh had a private stocking group until last year, I think. And I keep forgetting to donate to them. I see this on, I talk to them. I'm like, oh, I'll donate. So I get on their mailing list if it's like Three Rivers. And I always forget. So the last, if you want to make this thing really, really fancy and last a long time, and it adds a little more shine to it, we add a little bit of ultra wire right in the back here. Yeah, I'm guessing I caught a multiple beautiful brook trout, like huge brook trout, last year. And I'm guessing they were from Pittsburgh anglers, because I've never seen a fishing game, New Hampshire fishing game fish look like that before. Usually they're complete tank scrubbers, completely beat up. So this is, I always wrap my stuff away from me, including my thread. And I have a vise that I can spin, but and I also have something I can hold my stuff away, but I'm not going to do it right now. Yeah, I'm excited about Pittsburgh. Every time I do a Pittsburgh video, they always do well. So It's getting a very popular place. And I think that's just the ATV's up there and cell service up there and Orvis is filmed up there and Wildfly is filmed up there. And they really don't need any more pressure. So I'm not going to actually, if I can help it, not going to say that I'm fishing Pittsburg, even though you guys will know I'm fishing Pittsburg, but because it really doesn't need any pressure. I go during the week, and that helps out a lot, obviously. But now we wrap this forward. You don't want this to hit the hook point because it'll break. And what this does is it adds a little bit of thump, a little bit of water pressure to it. And these are actually flared in the wrong direction, but fish don't care. I used to spend like 15 minutes to fly on one of these, and I've been asked to tie them for people all the time. And I just added one fly to my website. It's not a trout fly, which I know is everybody always asks for, but I have sent out striper flies before. So to a guy in Tennessee. So right now I'm wrapping that ultra wire forward in the same direction. That just keeps that that cape kind of pinned down there so we don't have an issue with it unwrapping. And I'm bringing a Euro nymph rod. It was crazy. Oh yeah, I would never go up there this weekend. Hell no. We went up to Lincoln, New Hampshire today, and the river was quiet. So I still got lost 2 brookies because I was fishing barbless because they just freak out as soon as you hook them. 2 wild brookies, and the traffic was insane going south, but going north, everybody was heading home. It was nice and quiet for us. So. Yeah, we always go up the week after Memorial Day, which seems to be a good week. Water's a little warmer. Everybody's going home. So that right there, not the prettiest fly in the world, just because I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at the screen and stuff like that. It's my favorite fly. I've caught lots and lots and lots. I've caught salmon on this. I've caught brookies, rainbows, browns, all sorts of fish on this. So I got 2 of those, 2 of those. I still have black thread. This is another fly that I'm tying when I'm up there, where I just tied. I'm gonna hang it off here so you guys can see. This is a leech pattern that freaking kills fish up there when I'm tight lining. And they did really well black last year. And the fly that works really well is just a white woolly bugger because all of the lakes up there, so all lakes, so Francis, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, all have smelt in them, which you guys have seen my baits. All my baits resemble smelt or alewives. They're all in white and manner or glow in the dark. And all my bait making stuff's actually right behind me. So I moved out in my garage. Started making stuff out here. So if you guys want to order stuff off the website, today is the one and only day that I'm offering free shipping. So use free ship and then check out to buy free baits if you're ever jigging for lake trout or crappie or even bass here in New Hampshire, everything eats smelts. So everything eats my baits. What do I want to tie next? Let's tie another black leech. Let's tie it with a bright. Let's do the black head here. So I have another bobbin up here with red thread. I gotta figure out how to do a live with you folks on. Gotta get like a professional Zoom account so I can have everybody kind of like actually talk to me, because I'm just talking to myself. That's okay. Might do a live on Facebook instead, because I think a lot of people just are on Facebook or even Instagram more often. I forgot what I was tying. I need black strips. Which I don't know if I have. I don't think I have any more. I don't have any more black strips of Zonker material. Oh yeah, never mind, I do. Black Zonker right here. So all we do for this, it's a bad piece, is we take a little bit of that, and this is all cut funky because whoever made it didn't really get a straight cut with their scissors, but so we just go kind of a little bit past the J of the hook, kind of determine our length, and we can also trim it on the river if we're finding we're getting short strikes. But with leeches, I don't feel like they short strike because they're not looking to stun a leech. They're looking to just hammer it whole. See ya. Who else is on? We're just gonna tie that in. Some I make short, some I make long. Leeches can get, pretty long, but you want something that they can inhale pretty easily. And for this one, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to add a little bit of purple dubbing. And I just saw me, it's gross, but I just took oil from my nose, and you can do it behind your ear too, to help make your dubbing noodle. You can also use spit too. People use wax and all sorts of stuff, but There we go. We got 9 folks on here. We're going to do a little whip finish on that. This one's super easy to tie. And I feel like brookies target in on purple. If you shine a UV light onto stuff that's purple, it glows. So there you go. You have it. Just a little leech. So I got a few of those. And I don't want to switch over thread quite yet. Yeah, I guess I will switch over threads. Pop the thread out. Pop in some Danville's flat waxed. Use my custom bobbin threader here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Hope you had a... I thought about bringing my boat up to troll, actually. Not troll, but jig for lake trout as well, because First Lake is really good for lake trout, but usually don't have the time. That being said, I could bring my sonar up. That being said, I could bring my sonar up, and I'm bringing my canoe up. Am I dropping on is the video dropping? Is it lagging at all? Because I keep getting an error on my screen, but I think it just might be for the chat. Switching back over to white marabou here. This marabou, it's not the right stuff either, actually. Stuff is junk. See, it's too chunky. All right, everything's good on your end. Thank you for someone who's saying something. Appreciate it. This is not the right marabou. It's not going to even act properly. So So it kind of sucks. And which means I have to make a trip to either Bass Pro or my only other option is the fly shop in Amherst, which is like an hour drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to improvise. And we're going to do some white zonker instead. Because I have plenty of that. You know what, guys, don't know what zonker is? It's this stuff right here. It is the best fly material in the world besides marabou. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to stick with a piece that's like yay big. It is. It moves without even moving the fly rod. That's how good it is. It breathes, as they call it. So for the base, we're going to tie in some white chenille. And we're also going to tie in some ultra wire. And we're going to do more of like a zonker kind of thing. Guess. We're going to go from there. I want this up front. This is going to be our body. Super simple. And we're going to start actually a wrap back. We take that zonker. Tuck it into the head here as much as we can. Right, so there's going to be our fake bully bugger. And then this is the gross part. You usually get like a little cup of water to do this, but take the fibers and kind of give them a mohawk. Yeah, copper wire was going to be my second choice. It doesn't matter. I like to try to say silver and silver. Where I'm fishing is not really tannin stain water. I find that like tannin stain water works better with silver. I mean, better with copper wire, like copper spoons and stuff like that. Take this, and then we're going to do a full lap in the back here. And that's going to prevent it from moving. And then I take my whip finish tool, and I kind of part the mohawk and do spiral laps all the way up. And what that does is it just holds that from getting tangled around your hook, the J of your hook, because that's the last thing you want with like a zonker style fly. It happens anyways that they get fouled, but when people do the same thing, they tie in like pieces of bucktail fibers for woolly buggers too to prevent the tail from wrapping under. But if you're stripping it properly, you don't really have an issue. There we go. We have kind of a zonker style fly, very thin in profile. It's gonna wave through the water just like that. And that's gonna be a fish killer up there because they're all attached. Their key image, as I call it, that's not the correct term. Their picture image of what they want to eat is like this big and it's white. And like sometimes the instant that fly hits the water, they just hit it. So they're around that size. They can get up, smell can get up to that big, or you can get up to like ocean smell get that big, but we're not fishing with anything that big. So I'm gonna try one more of those. I don't think I'm gonna have any time to go to anywhere to get marabou. And I was just at Kittery Trading Post buying stuff. I thought I had enough white marabou. Apparently not. And this stuff is all way too stiff. So I like to, you can make a little thread dam behind your lead. And I like to drive a bunch of laps of thread right into that lead to lock it down. And that keeps the head from pushing back. Some people, the person who taught me how to do this was one, YouTube, and then two, the fly shop that I used to buy these from, like the woolly bugger style that I fish, it's from Vermont. He says like, oh, I just crank out this part of them. I do a bunch of laps, glue them, and let them set overnight. This is before UV glue became popular, and you do like 15 laps of lead, and that's a little heavy depending on how deep you're fishing. Pittsburg is not that deep, and if I am fishing over like a really deep section, I'll just put on some split shot. So that and some ultra wire. I have this. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. We only got 3 people on. We got 47 minutes here, so I'm gonna do a little bit longer here. Like I said, I only tie flies out of necessity. It's okay to do. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do. Flap that forward. And you don't want to crowd the head. Cut that. And you want to kind of guess on your length. You can always shorten it on the river. Do a hack job with a pair of snippers, which is what I do sometimes. Tuck that up and under the cone. Best you can. Doesn't get hung up. And then you can actually drive. You guys see that you can just drive that that leather up and under the cone there, just like that. Same thing with it. So you get a lot of fur on your tongue. Take that ultra wire. So I'm going to set up a very, very big firework next to my house, or a cannon. That was loud. Loud enough to set some car alarms off. But I'm going to do about a couple more minutes of this, and then I'm going to call it a night. Had a long day. Went hiking today, went fishing today with the family, so I'm a little bit toast, and I got to go do some editing, so I will finish some of this tomorrow. Couple whip finishes, do that. And if I was to tie more flies than anything, I would tie more white woolly buggers, or whatever you want to call this hybrid chenille, something or other. It just works. And I've tied synthetic woolly buggers, that ain't the same. Ain't the same. I do have fabric materials for synthetic ones, but stuff is just all junk. Now this is a good feather. Let's do one normal here, and then I'll go. Looks like crap, but we gotta trim it. So after this fly, I'm calling it quits, folks. Gave it an hour here. As fun as it gets. So that is a nice, simple, clean looking woolly bugger. You don't need the chenille. You don't need anything else. Like, that's just a simple little profile. You can bulk it up with some chenille underneath, or the hackle kind of on top. But I kind of just simplified it down just to make them easy to tie. My threads just got stuck there. Oh, sorry. There we go. For those who stayed the full time, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you're chilling with me on a Memorial Day Memorial Day, which is great. And yeah, thanks for watching. Next video that comes out is going to be another striped bass video. And then we have a striped bass video, a sea bass video, a wild brook trout video, and then another striped bass video. So, all right. See you, Mark. Everybody that's on. Good night, good night, good night. It's 9:30-ish, so I'm toast. See you guys on the next post.